Heidi is on the line with us. Heidi is the mother of a child at the Hunter School. You've heard me over the years many times talk about this program that my wife and I started, Louise and I started back in 1978, originally the New England Salem Children's Village, that then we opened a school back in the 90s for the kids, and the school has become really the principal entity. And Heidi is the parent of one of the kids at the Hunter School. Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us. You wanted to come on and share a story with us. Do I have that right?
Yes. Yes. Should I just go right into it?
Yeah, just please. Go for it.
Okay. Well, my daughter, Olivia, has spent most of her life battling symptoms that would be diagnosed as Tourette's syndrome. It's OCD, multiple anxiety disorders, and the people in the state that we live in, which is Maine, have said it's the most significant case that they've ever seen, and had spent years trying to treat her and felt that it was beyond Maine. So we went halfway across the country to a specialized residential treatment program and spent 6 months out there. And as they started giving my daughter all sorts of medications to treat her symptoms, she became worse, much, much worse, so much so that she had to be put into an inpatient psychiatric unit, and each day they were adding more meds, and each day she got worse and worse until eventually they told me that they were going to be committing her to a state psychiatric facility long term.
Whoa.
And it was during this time that, Lori had kept in touch with me throughout much of this, the last couple of years, but it was during that time that I let her know that we were in a really serious situation here, and that's Lori at the Hunter School. And
right.
She jumped right in with me, and we just decided that we were going to save this child from that sort of an outcome. And a clinician from the Hunter School came out to Milwaukee, where I was staying, and drove the 27 hours with me to get my daughter to the Hunter School, and that's where she is now. And we've gotten her off of all of her medications except for one, and she is doing fabulously.
Oh, that's wonderful news. That's wonderful news. Now, Hunter School is for people who make a charitable donation of more than $100, and they can do that over at hunterschool.org. They're sending out canvas carry-all tote bags with a special inscription, one of a kind. They're decorated. Is your daughter involved in that?
I'm sorry?
Is your daughter involved in that? In the tote bags?
Not that I know. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. So that's just a side note for me to tell people if they want to know about that. So she's doing well. What do you think is the central thing at Hunter School that's helping your daughter so much?
I think the biggest thing is that they view her as a regular kid. All of the places that she's been, the institutions, the psychiatric treatment programs, the approach is that she's broken and they're there to fix her. And I think at Hunter School, it's just a very different approach. These kids are embraced as though they're okay just the way they are, and they have a loving, warm, nurturing environment as opposed to a punitive, sort of angry, reactive environment, and they're much more proactive at Hunter School. And my daughter thrives with that sort of an environment as opposed to the other that I just mentioned. And I think that plays a huge part in why she's doing so well there.
That is absolutely wonderful. We're talking with Heidi. She's the mom of a child who's in the Hunter School, and we just wanted to share the story. We're gonna be talking to one of the kids from Hunter School tomorrow. I think we're going to be talking to one of the kids who's involved with these canvas tote bags. But you can learn all about it over at hunterschool.org. And so you've been up there. Have you been up there recently? And it's awful cold. There's a lot of snow, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there is a lot of snow, and it's icy up on the mountain. But yet we made it up there, and was able to visit at the school for a while when I dropped my daughter off.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And you talk to her and regularly, and things are doing well.
I talk with her every day. Yes, she's very positive about her experiences there.
Oh, that's great. What would you say? What would you say to people who are in the system, who are running institutions, where they're basically, medicating or warehousing or whatever kids, as opposed to what, Hunter School is doing, which is this kind of active, mindful awareness and treating kids like they're okay and we're going to help them get better. What would you say? What advice would you offer people in the institutions that your daughter had been in before?
I guess to see children from a perspective of love and what positive attributes are there, as opposed to focusing so much on the negative and the behaviors that seem to not fit so well in with society. And to look at them from that perspective is just expecting that to come from them, as opposed to expecting the negative to come. And I think that, at least for my child, that makes a huge difference.
Right. That is wonderful. Heidi, anything you want to add?
No, not that I can think of. I just am very grateful to the Hunter School, because I really think that they played a huge part in saving my daughter from a system where she would have been lost for a very long time.
Yeah, we saw so many of those. One of the very first kids we took in back in 1978, his name was Richard, and he had been in the state mental hospital in New Hampshire. They had him tied down for a year to a bed, and he was on so much Thorazine that when they took him off of it, when we took him in and we took him off it, he started having seizures, tardive dyskinesia it's called, and they go away eventually. But it's like, and he graduated with honors from high school in our program. And it's just, it's like, it's just wonderful to watch these kids' lives be put back together, So Heidi,
that's amazing.
It is. Heidi, thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you so much.
Sure, thanks for having me.
It's much appreciated.